appears that your numbers are shifting somewhat. So what does the new full-time unemployment rate need to be before Australia starts to see proper wages growth?
Well, our first priority is to get that unemployment rate, Pete, down to where it was pre-pandemic. It's today at 5.6%. It was 5.1% last February, but Australia has been the only advanced economy in the world that has got their employment back to where it was pre-pandemic in terms of employment levels overall. So we are seeing a stronger and faster recovery, but we're just going to keep the pressure on. We want to obviously see more wages growth. We want to see more people in work, and that's why you'll see in the budget a whole series of initiatives around skills, tax, infrastructure, energy. They're going to be the drivers of more employment and a more productive and stronger economy.
But what is the new number? What is the new target before Australians start to see their wages grow?
Well, I say in the speech today that what we want to do is get that unemployment rate back to where it was. And if we can drive it lower after that, then that would be obviously a very positive development. But you'll have to wait and see.
So into the fours, into the
budget. Into the budget, you'll see the exact numbers. The number of 4.5 to 5 is what Treasury have estimated to be the unemployment rate before you start to see an acceleration in both inflation and wages. And I referenced those numbers in the speech today.
When will we get there?
Again, those numbers will be printed in terms of the budget forecasts. But people need to understand we are still in the middle of the pandemic. You referenced at the top of the hour the developments in India. The terrible situation there is a reminder of the threat the virus is creating right around the world. We've seen a lockdown in Western Australia just a few days ago, and we've seen new variants of the virus. So we'll continue to be obviously cautious, considered, prudent in our approach. That's why now is not the time for austerity. Now is not the time to prematurely pull out support from the economy. Of course, emergency programs like JobKeeper had to come to an end. And while others had been talking about the sky falling in when JobKeeper came to an end, well, that hasn't happened as of yet. And we've seen some early data already, which has been positive. So we'll continue to put our support where it's needed most. We'll do it in a targeted way, and we'll help drive that unemployment rate lower.
The jobless rate, though, averaged 5.5% in the 5 years leading up to COVID. So how would we get into the fours after such an economic shock?
Well, again, we're seeing government supporting the economy with a whole range of new initiatives, and that's designed to get more momentum in our growth story and more people into work. We're not saying it's easy to drive that unemployment rate lower, but what we did do before COVID hit is we got the welfare dependency down to a 30-year low, and that helped drive a better budget outcome. As you know, we delivered the first balanced budget in 11 years. So part of our strategy of driving unemployment lower is also to help strengthen our budget, because when you get more people in employment, you have a lower welfare bill, and you also have more tax revenue coming in from those workers. And there's some analysis from Treasury that will be in the speech today as to how 200,000 more people in jobs can help the bottom line by around $5 billion a year.
According to a Budget Office report, it shows that debt will weigh on the budget for a generation. So at best, the budget won't return to surplus in, 2040? So wouldn't there be an urgency to cut spending rather than embrace debt?
Well, we're not out of the pandemic, and that's really important to understand. And so the economy continues to need that support. And the unemployment rate at 5.6% is still higher than where it was when we went into this pandemic. So we've got to ensure that our support is targeted. That's why we've brought to an end emergency payments like JobKeeper, but that also we're encouraging the private sector to take the baton and to run hard with it. And that's why I referenced infrastructure, tax investment incentives, energy, and of course skills for our labour force. That's what's going to drive our unemployment rate down. And you can if you repair the economy, Pete, you can end up repairing the budget.
Will you bring forward stage 3 tax cuts? Again,
I've been asked if I was given $1 for every pre-budget speculation
the Business Council,
question, then I'd be a richer man, I can tell you.
The Business Council wants you to.
Well, lots of people want me to do lots of different things. Often they're not speaking from the same page. What I will do and what the Prime Minister will do and the Finance Minister will do is deliver a budget that is going to make our economy stronger and that's going to help get more people into work.
Just finally, will there be an aged care levy?
Again, I'm not going to get into that speculation of ruling in, ruling out.
Well, Andrew and my colleague Andrew Clennell says that it's a no for you. So why would that be?
Well, again, what I can say with respect to aged care is there will be a significant boost to funding in the budget. This follows the Royal Commission. And of course, we're trying to get as much support as we can to those areas of need across the economy, and aged care is one of them.
And childcare?
I'm not going to get into that rule in, rule out game. I've seen the speculation, and I'll leave it to commentators like you to have those guesses.
Treasurer Josh Frydenberg, plenty more to come.